right now from KTAB News, your local election headquarters. This is Big Country Politics.
Good morning. Thanks for being here for Big Country Politics. I'm Marley Capper. Starting with our top story this morning, after several violent crimes in Abilene last week, KTAB's Mercedes Hernandez went to the police department to find out if the violence could be a trend. Police Chief Marcus Dudley is giving his perspective on these recent crimes.
Things aren't always as they appear, says Abilene Police Chief Marcus Dudley.
While it might feel like there has been a huge increase, it's really not as great as we may be feeling at this particular moment.
From Monday, October 11th to Sunday, October 17th, there was a shooting resulting in a death linked to an alleged love triangle, another shooting Thursday that led to an almost all-day SWAT stakeout on Friday, a body found near the Abilene Brush Center that same day, and a shooting 2 days later on Sunday. These incidents concerning, but Chief Dudley says to step back and look at the whole picture before panicking.
We had about 4 incidents that happened, and of those, 3 of them were committed by the same person. If we keep in mind that, really there was 2 different set of circumstances, and one of which involved 3 different incidents in terms of the arrestee, I think that helps to bring about a certain amount of calm for us.
Another reason for this perceived spike is because of how slow everything, including crime, was last year. So one crime after another now can feel overwhelming.
Obviously with 2020 and the pandemic, we saw a significant reduction because of the social distancing. There were only 3 homicides for all of last year.
Most everyone involved in these violent crimes knew one another, says Chief Dudley. So preventing future spikes like last week's could be as simple as recognizing when it's time to cool it.
What if someone who was standing by were to intervene and to ask people to just take a deep breath and let's find other ways to resolve this conflict.
In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Mercedes Hernandez, KTAB News.
Thank you so much, Mercedes. Chief Dudley says a big focus following the violent crimes like these is making sure the victims are helped. He says those needs are being handled by the department's Victims Advocate Unit, a position just filled this summer. Your forecast shows that winter isn't going to spring anytime soon or in the couple weeks coming up, but some folks around here are getting a head start. Checking out your fireplace and chimney should be on your checklist. KTAB's Noah McKinney got tips from a local chimney service on how to keep your fireplace roaring safely.
A chimney makes for a nice accent to most homes, but when the cold sets in, how much do you really know about the function of your fireplace?
The majority of the phone calls we're getting, they're wanting us to come out now because they were afraid to use their chimney last year during the storm.
Whether due to a lack of knowledge or a lack of proper care, chimney sweeps in the Big Country are in high demand.
As soon as the first cold snap hit, the phone started ringing.
Many discovered in February just how little they knew about this home heating alternative.
Because they had never used it before, or they didn't know how long it's been since it's been cleaned.
Already booked into November, Gary Bone of Legacy Chimney Services says he's glad residents are taking safety seriously.
I know lots of people that have had fireplaces for years and years, and it's never occurred to them at all to have them cleaned. So they do get dirty, and they do cause problems when they get too dirty.
A buildup of soot can lead to problems inside and outside the home.
What it can do is cause debris to float out of the chimney, land on the roof.
Too much buildup or improper use of the damper, seen here, can cause smoke to back up into the home, a rude awakening or worse.
Smoke might wake you up, the carbon monoxide will not.
This is why Gary says not to have an active fire overnight and to install carbon monoxide detectors.
Because you don't know if you're being poisoned with carbon monoxide until it's usually too late.
Education like this could save your life, but Gary says it's best to have a professional take a look.
There's no way for you as a homeowner to know how dirty the inside of it is, because if you burn one fire and reach up, you'll have soot on your hands, or if you burn fires every night, it's going to feel the same.
For BigCountryHomepage.com, I'm Noah McKinney.
Thank you, Noah. Gary also recommends getting a chimney cap if you don't already have one. This will keep animals and the elements from entering the chimney. An interesting side note, though, if a bird takes residence in your chimney, it's illegal to remove them until they fly out on their own. For more information on chimney care, it can be found on our website, BigCountryHomepage.com. And when we come back here on Big Country Politics, an in-depth interview with McMurray Professor of Political Science, Dr. Paul Fabrizio, on the Texas constitutional amendments on the ballot box. We're back in 2 minutes.
Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
Thanks for sticking with us. Right now we're with Dr. Paul Fabrizio. He's a political science professor at McMurray University. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Right now we're amidst a special election most people might not know. Do you mind kind of talking about what is a special election?
Yeah, the Texas Constitution allows for changes to it. They have to go through the legislature. So typically in November we have a special election that follows the legislative session earlier this year. So every odd year we have these November elections to focus on changing our Texas Constitution. So this year there's 8 amendments that are offered to us, the voters, and they've already been approved by the legislature. Overwhelmingly, in every case, they've been approved by the legislature. They come to us. We get to decide if we want to add them to the Constitution or not.
So in previous years, we saw a really low voter turnout when it came to special elections. Right. Why is that? I mean, is there any controversial bills that we could see? I mean, what really contributes to people wanting to go out and vote if we haven't seen that in the past from them?
It's interesting. It's one of those things that really, you have to look at elections, and you realize most of our elections involve people. And this special election here does not. It's words, okay? They don't inspire the same kind of excitement or interest or campaign money as you would for electing a politician to office. So as a consequence, these issues may be important to people, but they don't generate the interest of most voters. And since there's nobody, no human on the ballot, it's unlikely that most people even know there's an election. So I think it's really important that we're taking this time to do this, because most people just don't know that this is going on.
Right, and it seems so important though, because it is the Texas Constitution. This is really Texas's governing word. So I mean, let's just go ahead and start. What are the first few that we're really talking about?
Okay, I have my cheat sheet here, and thank you for letting me have it. The first one authorizes professional sports, specifically rodeos, to have raffles.
I didn't know that wasn't allowed.
Okay, you know, I didn't know this was a big issue either, but it's obviously something that's important. So therefore, somebody, I assume the rodeos, pushed through the legislature to get this, and it passed overwhelmingly in both the House and the Senate, and now it's before us. Do we want charitable raffles at rodeo events?
So these are for charity. These raffles aren't just to pocket money. It's going towards some sort of philanthropic event.
Yeah, that is my understanding. So therefore, if you go to rodeo events and you want to have that possibility of having charity raffles, you vote for this. If you don't, you vote against it. So that seems to me, and it passed overwhelmingly in the House and the Senate, it seems to me a pretty non-controversial thing. And by the way, this is what is typically in our Constitution. They're low interest, important to a small group of people, but most voters, we really don't care.
Right. So maybe people who are interested in the rodeo, participate or go, might want to vote on these things.
Exactly.
So number 2, let's get to what the second amendment that is being proposed.
Okay, and this authorizes county to fund infrastructure and transportation projects in blighted areas in a county. So we're talking about in a big county, they authorize a bond that would focus on a specific area in the county. I do not know yet the definition of blighted, and so I can't help you with that. But what's interesting is that this actually, I received this in the mail. It is actually a voter piece. I mean, it's literature supporting Proposition 2. So someone out there, and this was sent out by Texas Infrastructure Now, from Austin, Texas, and they actually raise money and are spending money to get people to support Proposition 2. So this is unusual. I haven't received anything on any of the other propositions here, but there it is. So somebody thinks this is important and wants to fund this sort of thing.
So really, when it comes to these amendments, only if there is some sort of controversy or enough money and funding to really push out things, you know, like these papers and, you know, do this, do that, here's the info. We're really not going to see much of that when it comes to amendments.
Right. We are used to getting inundated with commercials, with things in the mail, things on Facebook during regular elections. This election, and not just this election, but every constitutional amendment election that we have, we get very little. And that contributes to the low voter turnout. So we have non-controversial things. Not many organizations are sending out information. And as a consequence, we're going to have a very low turnout in this election.
Right. So moving forward to number 3, I know this one might be a little more important to some people in the area. Why don't you go ahead and walk us through what this is going to look like?
Yeah. This would prohibit the state of Texas and any political subdivision in the state of Texas from enacting a law, rule, order, or proclamation that limits religious services. So this is directly related to the pandemic. Remember, the pandemic came along, churches couldn't meet. Go back into 2020 last year, and churches couldn't meet. And people were upset about that. They say, here we are in a time of crisis and we can't get together with others to pray. Even though from the state's perspective, getting together would spread the virus, so therefore it made sense not to get together. But for those who believe, this is really important, that you have the opportunity to get together with others and pray. And so this would prohibit the state or any political institution in the state from stopping religious services. So this is I think a really important thing directly related to the pandemic. There were a couple of negative votes on this in the Texas legislature, and they came from people who said, wait a second, in the event of a future pandemic, we still need the right to shut down everything. But most legislators say, no, religion is special.
Definitely. So in the case that we have another spike or another pandemic, obviously let's hope not, but in that case, this would prohibit, the government from saying you can't meet at church, you can't gather. Does that have any effect on the federal government making those as well?
No, this has nothing to do with the federal government at all.
Right.
But we need to remember that most of the restraints that were placed on us came at the state level. The federal government issued an emergency, but it was actually Governor Abbott's emergency that really affected our lives. So they control how we go about our day-to-day things. The federal government controls federal agencies, but for the most part in public health, it's the state that's important.
Well, thank you so much. When we come back here, we're going to go through the rest of the amendments that are slated on the ballot.
Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
Thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining us now, I'm here with Dr. Paul Fabrizio. He's a political science professor at McMurray University. Right now, we're going over the 8 amendments that are on the special election ballot. 1 is about rodeos, 2 is about blighted land, 3 is about churches not shutting down. So let's go ahead and get to number 4. Walk us through, what does it look like?
Okay, number 4 changes the eligibility to be elected to judicial offices in the state of Texas. And many people don't realize we actually elect our judges from the local level to the state level, and this would set up requirements that didn't exist before. Specifically, it establishes a minimum number of years you have to be practicing law in the state of Texas. So for the lower things like district court judge, that sort of thing, 8 years practice in the state of Texas. For the Texas Supreme Court, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, it would be 10 years practicing in the state of Texas. So it establishes those residency work requirements if you want to be elected as a judge.
So for example, my grandfather was a judge in California. So let's say he wanted to move to Texas. Would he be able to just hop right in, or with this, it really changes things?
Yeah, it would change things. And I think the whole thing is they want to have people as judges who actually have some experience in Texas law, who understand what it's like to live here, who understand the thinking behind the law. So it simply establishes a requirement. You have to be here and you have to practice for a while before you can be a judge.
How did the Senate and the House take this? Was it well voted?
Overwhelmingly supported.
Awesome.
So, yes. And the next one, number 5, if I can just go to that, that also is related to judges and the election of judges. And this one creates a Texas State Commission on Judicial Conduct that already exists, but it gives them the power to investigate complaints against candidates running for judicial office. Formerly, they could only investigate those who were judges. This allows them to investigate candidates for judges.
Do you think this comes after a lot of the Supreme Court judges in cases that we saw, at the federal level, a lot of investigations with the candidates, Kevin Kavanaugh and all those things? Does that kind of encompass this? Do you think that's why we're seeing this?
To be honest, I don't know the thinking, and I've tried to do a little bit of research and I haven't been able to find out what is really pushing this. And I apologize to our viewers. But obviously this is important enough that they got it through the legislature. It had very few negative votes in both the House and the Senate. And it's something that in a certain sense makes common sense. There's a question about Proposition 5 where it allows them to investigate candidates. You wonder if that might be motivated by someone running for judicial office who may have had a bad past and he couldn't get investigated until he actually got elected. So this would be possibly a way to weed out those candidates before they actually run. In a certain sense, this could be an incumbent protection plan here with these things.
So is it more preventative? That was my question. Is this more of a preventative thing to kind of weed out who maybe are candidates that have serious allegations against them, or is it an incumbent keeper? What do you think on that?
Well, the political side of me sees both 4 and 5 as incumbent protection plans. Automatically, when you raise the standards to run for office, you're limiting the pool of candidates who are going to run. That protects the incumbent. And then when you give the state commission the power to investigate candidates, that also can protect incumbents. So, but that's again maybe me being too cynical here. I don't know.
The political scientist of you.
That's
well,
my
let's
job.
go ahead and move on to number 6. This is another important one and could impact the Abilene community. Why don't you dive right in?
Yeah, go back to the pandemic and people in nursing homes, assisted living facilities were simply in there alone and you couldn't go and visit them. And what this does, it allows for residents of nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, state-supported living centers to designate an essential caregiver. And that essential caregiver cannot be prohibited from visiting the resident. So if you are going to enter into one of these facilities, you then would designate, I would like my sister, as an example, to be my essential caregiver. That person you designate could then visit you, even in a time of pandemic. It allows for people not to be alone. And so I think this is a really important thing. It got almost unanimous support in the state legislature.
I think this is something that we really saw here locally, just stories of family members who are in, memory care facilities, hospice, senior living facilities, and their families had signs out the window. They weren't able to speak to them, and unfortunately some of those family members passed away and they weren't able to have that interaction. So does it really just protect the families from being able to have that contact, be able to see their loved ones?
That is the intent of it. And you can see it. Your heart says this makes so much sense. But again, you think about it from the perspective of the living facilities. Is that the best way to protect their residents? You think about before we had the vaccine, for example, people could come in, you could test them maybe that they didn't have it. But how do you really protect your residents? This is a way to take care of their emotional health. It may leave an opening in their physical health, though, that someone could bring in a virus. So I think it's responding to a need. The pandemic brought up some needs, and the state legislature is making an effort to respond to that.
Definitely. Well, let's go ahead and get right into 7 and 8. I know that they're related, very similar
much
to each other, so go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, what this does, both 7 and 8, they allow the legislature to extend a homestead tax exemption. And for 7, it's spouses of disabled individuals, as long as the spouse is 55 and resides at the home. And for 8, it's spouses of military who are fatally injured in the line of duty. So currently, you can get a homestead tax exemption if you're in the military and were injured, or if you're disabled. But if that disabled person or that military person dies, the spouse, their taxes are going to go up. this allows them to extend that homestead tax exemption to the spouse. So your spouse dies, your spouse was disabled, your taxes are going to go up under the current system. This says your taxes will not go up.
So it's really protecting the spouses of disabled or military veterans from having to have those, tax increases.
Exactly, exactly. The state, I think, is generous in taking care of some people, but you always have to think, well, these people often are married, they have family, and the last thing I think you want is for the family, after a death, to have their taxes go up, and this is a way to protect that.
Well, thank you so much for walking us through all 8 of these. I know it's a hefty task, but I appreciate it. Stay tuned. We'll have some news from Brownwood when we come back.
Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
Thousands in Texas, hundreds in the Big Country and Heartland, seniors or disabled citizens who are homebound are unable to leave the house to shop for groceries or buy a hot meal. But there are groups in Brown County still looking out for one another. A Brownwood ministry is working with the city to help make groceries more accessible. Good Samaritan Ministries is using its food pantry resources to deliver groceries across Brown County. Local churches serve as midway points for the residents to come and get groceries. But for those who cannot get to a distribution point, deliveries are made on 4 routes in the county.
She said, I'm going to talk to the city of Brownwood because that's who she, works under. And she said, I think if y'all are up to it, we can deliver to these people. We can deliver groceries to them once a month because I know that they need it.
Stephan says that senior hunger is a growing issue across America, and TexasImpact.org, more than a quarter of a million Texas seniors don't know where their next meal is coming from. And that does it for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. For the latest political headlines, always go to bigcountryhomepage.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.